You're a force of nature though, buddy.
Understand only one of a pair of opposites, or concentrate only on a partial aspect of being. Then clear expression also becomes muddled by mere wordplay, affirming this one aspect and denying all the rest. Hence the wrangling of Confucians and Mods. Each denies what the other affirms, and affirms what the other denies. What use is this struggle to set up no against yes, yes against no? Better to abandon this hopeless effort and seek light.
The history of the world is the history of the warfare between secret societies. Ishmael Reed, Mumbo Jumbo. It was the year when they finally immanentized the eschaton. On April the 1st, the world's great powers came closer to nuclear war than ever before. All because of an obscure island named Fernando Po. By the time international affairs returned to their normal Cold War level, some wits were calling it the most tasteless April Fool's joke in history.
I said what
I happen to know
I said
all the details
in the butt. I said what in the butt. I said what in the butt. You wanna do it in my butt? In my butt? You wanna do it in my butt? In my butt? You wanna do it in my butt? In my butt? Let's do it in the butt.
And my embarrassment on that matter makes me wonder if you will believe anything I reveal.
Tron Legacy was making me think all kinds of things I now forget because of the grass pipe I smoked while I was watching Tron Legacy. Come to think of it, now as Kraftwerk 2 is playing, maybe I was thinking all kinds of stuff while watching Tron Legacy only because I smoked the pipe while watching it, but I'm now sure since starting to listen to I'm now sure I've been thinking all kinds of stuff, and it was Tron Legacy making me do that before I even smoked any of the pipe. Stuff about Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, Big Bang or singularity, because Tron Legacy had a singularity bit in it after I smoked the pipe, but I'm talking about before that pipe when the thoughts were more inny type stuff. I've been feeling deep down lately. That's no way I want to be feeling deep down today, especially so totally susceptible to religious iconography. Seemed like there was some sickly waiting in the wings, remorse for the bad things I've been doing, or rather the limited amount of decent things I've tried to do. I believe Kraftwerk 2 to be guiding these next thoughts. And remember, Tron Legacy started to become less about inner turmoil after I smoked the grass pipe and became more about the Big Bang by that time. I'm not feeling so down because of smoking the pipe, which helped kick out the self-flagellation of my deluded brain and return to getting high and being a little more ponderous about absolute beginnings of everything. Tron Legacy was making me think all kinds of things I now forget. If activity will stimulate the mind, maybe I should try to do something. When I do a lot of stuff, my brain gets really fast and I get manic attacks. A manic attack is like a panic attack, only manic attack starts with an M and a panic attack starts with a P. I knew you knew that already, but the writing well has been so shallow, nothing but dry dirt and a dark pit. Without the water from the writing well there is a sickness, devoid of purpose. If you feel purpose in writing, but there is no writing. Far more purpose in the rustling leaves out the window, their sound through the door, and then through Kraftwerk 2. It's like trying to start a tank with a thimble of petrol. Some days, chug, chug, cough, cough, splutter, backfire, dormant. Then, until the next sense of purpose, or petrol, if you prefer the petty metaphor. That real self-indulgent ramblings from the brain, arm, pen, page make the writer less stressed is shameful because of those that will read or hear these ramblings, and it is shameful. Indeed, it is very shameful. At least I find it all a bit shameful. I am ashamed at the shamefulness, which only makes me that bit more ashamed. So totally ashamed at how horribly shameful it all seems to be turning out. But I cannot wholly carry the burden for the brunt of all this shame. That it is shameful, yes, but the question, why the need of the shameful self-indulgent ramblings anyway? But that sometimes will reveal itself in the ramblings. Unfortunately, this is not one of those rambles that anything reveals itself. However, there have been other times in other places with other things. This I say with the unrepentant resolve of a fundamentalist atheist. There most totally has been other times in other places with other things. You know, my spirit gets broken. Saw some break right in front of me, but it only breaks because it's there. Mine's lost for now, meaning I am lost for now, looking for things I've not figured yet. Things I see in others that I do not have, maybe sometimes have. Today I took some stuff that made me dream, and I was met by a woman and given a ticket and sent into a room I couldn't get out of. And I know that I was looking for where my spirit went. There was this window I tried to open that would just be other windows. But that's not just it. There were demons, other things. There were inexplicable things that did not scare me or intrigue me. They were just testing me, testing my broken spirit. With these great trees folded into themselves at the trunk that I thought were God. But they were only potential, and as soon as I realised that, I was in another room, or maze, or puzzle, or trouble, each with its own repeating pattern. Every time I made it out, I was met by the woman with the ticket who took me on to the next place. Then I was in a room with no sense and sat still and heard the Beatles music, and it made me feel good. Looked up on the wall, and there was a poster of the Beatles, but John Lennon was a wood carving that came to life and sung. And I sat and was calm and disappeared from that room into a place with a giant table full of celebrities, but I only remember Alan McGee from Creation Records and a short, spotty-faced Sinead O'Connor. and I cheered to them and punched the air as I walked out and thought I'd made it to where I'd found something. Jody and my friend Eamon were there. I was holding Jody's hand and it had love in it. But then the door banged shut and I was somewhere else lost, but I woke out of my war with shallow symbols and lost spirit into here with its shallow symbols and lost spirit. Faith in another place is not so much an embrace of, but refutation of the whole thing told about the unknown. Unknown can't ever be got to thing. Forgive the cart donkey metaphor. Think speed pipe to the smoker on the third day of a bender full of crystal clear peace and contentment, dangling on a wire attached to a toy crane, controlled by the wizard behind the curtain, holding it just as close to the mouth as possible, the neck stretched forward, to then realise that you are strapped to the chair. It's right there in front, but so unattainable. That is to say that this thing I know exists somewhere, someplace, sometime. The great secret that no one owns and no one can claim as theirs can only be yours to grab at blindly and hope. It's a hook to undo the straps on the chair. To be cheesy like this is not easy on oneself, and to leave it in or read it out loud even harder still. However this seems to you, it will be wholly different for me. But at least we have the shared experience of it now. Thank you for reading or listening. This has been an afternoon of Tron Legacy, a grass pipe craftwork to cheesy metaphors, and an introduction to myself, help, manual of shame and rebirth, brought to you by Retrocard Fly Spray and diluted meaning orange juice.